My friends, this is a great time to become a channel member. Every week now I'm posting uncensored videos exclusively for my channel members, along with custom emojis and live streams for members at the Arch-Villain level where you get to talk to me directly. Please consider supporting this channel by clicking the link in the video description and joining us in our fight to save pop culture. And also, check out our Patreon and Subscribe-Star pages for exclusive content you won't find anywhere else, including Harvey Cthulhu's insane podcasts, photos of my vast toy collection, and members at the Legionnaire level receive a signed photo, membership card, and certificate signed by me. You'll find the Patreon link in the video description as well. Thanks for watching, my friends, and now on to the video. Greetings, my friends. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, broadcasting from my hidden base at the center of the Earth, and I am here today to talk about something you may have forgotten. I am here to talk about the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser Hotel. Do you remember that thing? The much ballyhooed immersive Disney Star Wars experience that had video screens substituting for windows and Rey and Kylo Ren substituting for real Star Wars? Do you remember how the thing was like $6,000 for a 2-day stay in a tiny room with no pool and none of the usual amenities you expect from a high-priced hotel stay? Remember that it was based not on the actual Star Wars that we all loved, but on the Disney Star Wars that divided the fan base despite appearing to be profitable on the surface? Well, my friends, that very Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser Hotel flew its last simulated flight and was shut down roughly 18 months after its initial launch, an incredibly expensive failure for Disney and a big black eye for Lucasfilm, one that prompted many of us former Star Wars fans to say, yeah, we told you so. Because we know the difference between real Star Wars and Disney Star Wars, and apparently so do the normies that book family vacations who stayed away from this Kennedy experiment in sufficient numbers to ground it. So now, news has surfaced regarding the fate of this failed enterprise, and the news is not good for those of you who hoped that this thing would fly once again someday. This is breaking news, folks. Just fresh served up by the Wrap in an article titled Disney's $1 billion Star Wars Hotel to be converted to offices for future Disney World projects, with a subheading, The Shuttered Project will not be open to guests anytime soon.
And on that most melancholy of notes, I am told that literally dozens of Reylos lost their will to live upon hearing this news. Although on a happy note, they'll surely gain it back once they order The Acolyte on Blu-ray and watch it wearing foot jammies. The surprise is not that this Galactic Starcruiser Hotel failed, but that they found enough suckers to fund this thing for 18 months at $6,000 a pop. But come, Doomcock, tell us more of the fate of this painful lesson in entertainment economics.
Very well, O Skull of Calderon. Here's what the article tells us, and kudos to the Wrap for getting this scoop, and to Mexican Iron Man, who was the first to signal me that this article had dropped. In this article, they write, quote, those looking for a return to the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser, the $1 billion Star Wars-themed hotel and experience that Disney opened on March 1st, 2022, and closed the following September, shows no signs of returning to a galaxy far, far away. According to several sources, including an individual close to the company, the building that formerly housed the immersive adventure, located near Disney's Hollywood Studios and Walt Disney World, is being converted into offices for Walt Disney Imagineering, the secretive arm of the company responsible for theme park attractions, retail locations, and cruise ships.
So this was a very, 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 very expensive sequel to Mike Judge's Office Space movie.
Yes, exactly. No one saw this being the sequel to Office Space, and yet, if the Wrap is correct, and I suspect that they are, this is that long-awaited and very, 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 very expensive sequel. The Wrap had heard rumblings that the building was going to be potentially utilized for a several-hour-long dinner theater-type experience that would use the hotel's lobby, used for key storytelling moments as part of the Galactic Starcruiser, bridge, bar, and restaurant, and that the gift shop would also remain open. But the wrap has now been told, quite firmly, ladies and gentlemen, that the building will not be accessible to guests at all.
And many guests threw themselves from the highest turrets of their castles upon hearing this woeful news. Not.
Yes, not. This likely has to do with how cumbersome it would be to shuttle guests to the Starcruiser building, which is in a backstage area of the park. When the hotel was open, themed shuttles would transport guests to and from Disney's Hollywood studios on the Experiences Away Day, where guests would have exclusive interactions in Disney's Star Wars-themed land, Galaxy's Edge. Those shuttles could only carry a few guests at a time, which isn't ideal if you're trying to repurpose the space for a more inclusive dining experience, unquote.
And you know what else isn't ideal, Doomcock? Trying to do dinner theater with Rey and Kylo. Isn't that what torpedoed the hotel in the first place? The big climax was a dinner theater-like fight with Rey and Kylo high above the heads of the guests, as it's been related to me. So unless Disney has learned its lesson, it was going to redo the whole thing in vintage 1977 style. More Disney Star Wars interactions weren't going to pack them in either.
I think that would have defeated the purpose as well, Harvey Cthulhu, since they were trying to find a way to make back some of the money they lost without spending more. But as it is, there seems to be no hope that anything can be salvaged of Kathleen Kennedy's pet project other than using the actual modified structure itself for office space. This article continues, quote, "Some were hopeful that the experience would reopen as something, perhaps with an overlay attached to whatever Star Wars project was currently being promoted by the company, but the conversion to office space seems to close the book on the project for the foreseeable future." Disney took a tax write-down on the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser, which would freeze the use of that building for a specific period of time, unquote. And so we come, my friends, to what seems to be the final chapter in a tale of misguided hubris, where Disney thought it knew Star Wars better than George Lucas did, and could swap out their new characters for the ones we grew up with and loved. Disney needs to learn that fans are not slaves to a brand name, they're slaves to love. And only those projects crafted with love and with respect for those fans has any chance of succeeding. The Force is with fans, and they can smell a phony a mile away, just like they can smell Bantha Poodoo, and did with the Galactic Starcruiser Hotel. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, oh yes, stay angry. Ha 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 ha